Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how I play Clementine by Elliott. Now I'm going to try and keep this as straightforward as possible. It might be a little bit confusing, so what I'm going to try and do is I might do a little bit of singing over the chords that I play to you so you can sort of know where it is in the song, because there's a lot of parts to this song which are very similar but there's just a slight change, so it can get a little confusing. I'll put any extra info that we need in the description below. The tuning is C. So bottom E is tuned down to a C, then G, C, E, A, D. So C, G, C, E, A, D. And I'll put that in the description below. So it should sound like that. Okay? So, let's start with the intro. So, we're starting off with like a D shape. So, basically how you play a normal open D. So, first finger on the second fret of the G string, third finger on the third fret of the B string, and your second finger on the second fret of the E string. And you strum the whole thing. Okay, so that's the first bit. And then we slide that exact shape down one fret, and then what we do is we play this and we slide up our second and third fingers onto the second and the third of the E and the D string. So the E and the B string, sorry. So that's the second bit. So you go. See, this stays where it is on the first fret of the G string. And then what we do is we take the second and the third fingers, do the exact same thing again, except we take that first finger off. So we go. Slide that out, and we play that twice. So. I'm trying to keep my right hand in this so you can see how I'm strumming, but you basically just strum it the same, you know. You play between the bass and the high notes and you play all the strings, okay? So then we go into the verse. Okay, so again we're sort of playing around with our right hand on the bottom strings, and you're almost hitting all the strings except for the E string. So now what we do, we start with our second finger on the third fret of the B string. We play that twice. One more time. Then we play the second fret, go down one fret, second fret of the B string. Then we do open, then we play the third fret of the G string, so the melody is to open, and we play that while strumming. And then we just strum with our second finger on the third fret of the B string. And then we go, so 3, 2, open on the D string, but you slide up from the second to the third. And then we start off the same in the next one. So we do the 3, 2, open on the B, so then we play the second fret on the D string. Then we play the open on the G string, so that's the melody. And then we go to this chord. So second finger on the 4th fret of the E string, third finger on the 4th fret of the A string, first finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and then your pinky finger on the 4th fret of the G string. Okay? So that's the chord, so you go. And then we do the same slide up 3, 2, 3, 2, open, but on the low E string. So. And this time, we do the same thing, except we, instead of going 3, 2, open, 3, open, we go 3, 2, open, and then second finger on the D string, and then open on the G string, like we did just before. So like we do when we go to that chord, we go back to that bit. Okay, so just to make that more clear, it goes like this, if you go through the whole of the first verse.
It's waking you up to close the bar. Streets wet, you can tell by the sound of the cars. The bartender singing Clementine, while he's turning around the open sign.
So the next bit, with a dreadful sorry. So this, we're going to bar at the 5th fret. So you got a nice chord there, bar at the 5th. So we go on the 7th on the B string. So you play the 7th, play the 5th, the 7th, and then the 5th again on the chord. And then you go 4, 3, 1, down from the 8th, the 7th, and then under the bar on the G string. And then we go up to the 7th. So we go on and off with the 8th fret on the G string with our 2nd finger. And then we play strike the B string under the bar. And then we put our pinky down on the 10th fret of the G string. So it goes like this. Okay, so this little bit here is almost exactly the same as the intro, except you play that first chord, the same one from the intro. So then we play the second chord from the intro, but we're playing like this, so second finger on the 2nd fret of the E string, pinky on the 3rd fret of the B string, and then play the G string open, and then hammer on your first finger onto the 1st fret of the G string. So. And then you put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, and then you play just with the 3rd fret of the B string on, so that open C chord that we're always playing. So then it goes to the next bit. It's the bit where it goes.
Though we still hold man, it's been a long time gone.
Guess I'll show you that bit. So now we just go up to the 5th, just bar there, just strum that. So this is the exact same bit from earlier, where we hammer on. So that bit I've already shown you, the hammer on. then we go down to this open C shape, which is third finger on the third fret of the B string, second finger on the second fret of the E string. And then we put our pinky down on the fifth fret of the E string, and then we bar the second fret. So we bar the second fret, and then what we do is we put our second finger on the third fret of the B string, and we basically slide this down. So we go. Okay, so. Okay, so that whole bit goes like this.
Though you're still her man, it's been a long time gone.
Back up to the fifth, but we put our third finger down on the seventh fret of the E. So that's when he says, maybe the whole thing's wrong.
Maybe the whole thing's wrong.
Back to that same chord we just previously played.
What if she thinks so, but just didn't say so?
So then we go, do that again, and then we go back up to the seventh and play that same little riff we always do at the seventh. We've done that several times already, so. Okay, so that whole section goes a little bit like this. It's getting a bit long. So.
Though she's still, though he's still your man, it's been a long time gone. Now you do things wrong. What if she thinks so, but just didn't say so? Turn yourself into someone.
So that next verse is exactly the same as the first one, except now we slide up for the bit where he says, "Oh my darling," and the harmonies come in. So we slide up to the 8th fret, and we bar that, and he goes,
"Oh my darling,"
and we put our third finger on the 10th fret of the E string, play that a few times, and then go down to under the bar. And then we go down, do the same thing at the 5th position, except we go, so 7, 5, 7, 5 on the E string and the B string. So we go. So just these two chords again, the open C shape, the third finger on the third of the B, and the second finger on the second of the E. And then this shape that I've already showed you, the bar at the second. And it goes to the same, this bit as before, the dreadful sorry.
Dreadful sorry, Clementine.
So I go from this bit. So we go to this open shape again, we've done several times. But now we slide up, play the 8th, bar the 8th, and then go down to the second bar, we've done many times. it just does the exact same thing as it's done every other time, where it goes from the... and then the last time it goes...
Dreadful sorry, Clementine.
Okay, so that's the whole song. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. I tried to make it as simple as I could, but I know it's a bit, where you're going through all these different chords, it's kind of hard to keep track of where you are. But it's mainly the same chords, 4 or 5 different shapes, just repeated over and over again. And if you know the song well, I think you should be able to get it. And thank you for watching. There is a tab that I can link in the description that I used to help me work it out, but I think I play it slightly different to that. That will give you some cues for how to strum with the right hand. Like I said, I think it's best to, once you've got the notes, play around yourself with the right hand and see how it comes out, and just try and match it to the song as the best you can, because trying to play note for note exactly every one that's picked is going to take you hours and hours and hours. If I try to explain that, it would be impossible. It would take, be a 3-hour video, so I don't think there's any point in doing that. I think you're best off getting the idea and then trying to get it down yourself in a way that feels good and sounds, close enough to the original. So that's the whole lesson. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I've done quite a few videos on Elliott Smith lessons, quite a few covers. So if you're into that style of music, you probably like a few of the videos coming out. I'm probably going to do some more coming up soon. I've got a few ideas for some more Elliott Smith lessons and some more original songs in a similar sort of style. So stick around for that. Thank you for watching.